It's Bengals and Colts on Thursday night in the preseason finale. What I'll be watching for, plus a positive injury update on a key piece of the Bengals defense, and much, much more right now on CBT. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join the 45,000 plus Bengals fans that call CBT their go-to spot here on YouTube for all things Cincinnati Bengals. I have some positive injury news considering the circumstances in just a second. Quick reminder that today's video is brought to you by BetUS, and plenty to get into as far as Thursday night is concerned as well. One player that won't play Thursday night, but could still play week one, is defensive end Myles Murphy. He suffered a non-contact knee injury on Tuesday against the Colts and walked to the sideline very gingerly after being down on the field for multiple minutes. And he gets to the sideline, was carted back to the locker room. The good news is he suffered a sprain, multiple sources telling me that, and that's awesome, honestly, because when you see non-contact, when you saw what happened, and obviously fans were in attendance as well, you think the worst. The good news is it isn't the worst. It's still an injury that's going to keep him from playing on Thursday night. He spent multiple hours, I assume, getting treatment, but practice ended around 4:20. He didn't get out of Paycor Stadium till roughly 7:15 or so. But Myles Murphy, thumbs up. McKinley Jackson also uh, coming along some. He was in his knee brace on Tuesday, but um, still coming along, still making improvement. Didn't have a crutch or anything like that when he was on the practice field. So good for McKinley Jackson as well. We'll keep you up to date on those guys when we know more. And as far as Thursday night goes, it starts at cornerback. Will Zach Taylor play Dax Hill, DJ Turner? We'll see. I think it's interesting because the Colts are expected to play their starters. And if the Colts play their starters, then you could argue, all right, well, let's get DJ or get Dax some more reps. I wouldn't play either of them. I think you've seen enough. Like with DJ, you have a year plus rep, all these training camp reps, plus all these preseason reps. And I know he didn't play a ton last week in the preseason, but 2 joint practices, you have all of the evaluation you need in my eyes. Now, for Dax, could you say, all right, well, he just needs more reps at corner, even though he's coming on strong and had a really good practice again on Tuesday? You could say that. At the same time, at some point, when he's been your best option over the past couple of weeks and he's been playing with the ones, you should just treat him like a starter. They're banking on both of these guys. I said it all camp and coming into camp, you want both guys to battle it out and be making plays. And as long as that happens, whoever wins the job, but it's good because the other one made the other one better and they're making each other better. And that's better for the defense because the Bengals need both Dax Hill and DJ Turner to have big seasons. Both guys are going to make an impact one way or another, and you want it to be a positive impact. And so if it is Dax and it feels like he has moved into position for that, which is crazy because 2 weeks ago, before that preseason game against Tampa, I think a lot of people had anointed DJ Turner, and it's just not how training camp works. So watching that, will they play those guys? I would not. Other guys I'm watching and could be on the bubble, guys. Jalen Davis, certainly someone I think is on the bubble. Alan George has had a really good camp in preseason, and could he continue to have that type of camp? I think so. Could he impress these other NFL teams? Because I do think he's on the outside looking in roster wise. Something I'll be looking for, just sticking with the cornerbacks there. But yeah, Jalen Davis is someone that I think is really on the bubble. Dejon Anthony is a big reason why. So I'll be paying attention to him certainly on Thursday night. Can he get more reps? Can he continue to show that he's deserving of a roster spot? Because it likely means if he makes the team that they keep 5 safeties, which obviously impacts how you're going to construct the roster. Muma Meta, will he continue his stellar preseason? Will he be so good that the Bengals have no choice but to put him on the team? He's played well so far, led the team in tackles the first couple of weeks. Can he do it again on Thursday night? Man, he's got a chance to leave quite the impression if he can do it again for a third straight week. And I think he's going to get his fair share of reps, no doubt there. I mentioned Myles Murphy's injury. I think Cedric Johnson is someone that, regardless if Murphy's going to be back for week one or not, and he hasn't been ruled out for week one, there's a chance that he's back. But regardless, you want to see Cedric Johnson continue to develop, continue to get valuable reps. And then obviously just sticking with the defensive line theme, Chris Jenkins, he showed plenty of growth from week one to week two of the preseason. Big week for him on Thursday night. That's the defense. That's what I'm going to be looking for on defense. What about the offense? And I have a special teams note as well. We will get to that coming up next. Today's video is brought to you by BetUS. Football season is almost here, which is why you have to get to BetUS today. They have the fastest payouts in the industry. And right now, they are offering a 125% bonus up to $2,000 on not one, not two, but your first 3 deposits. They have a fast and easy deposit and withdrawal process. And right now, well, they're offering you some awesome odds on T. Higgins. T. Higgins has had the best training camp of his career. He has been balling out. 875.5 receiving yards. Hammer the over there. 5.5 touchdowns. I would hammer the over as well. This is one of those betting lines that you can take advantage of right now, Bengals fans, with BetUS. All you have to do is click the link in the description to get 125% of that first deposit, that second deposit, and that third deposit. It's a sign-up bonus of 125% on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with BetUS. On offense, honestly, I think it starts with Jermaine Burton. All of these guys that I'm paying attention to, you want Jermaine Burton to take a step forward, to build more confidence and continue to make his push. Because I look at that wide receiver room and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are the him one and him two. And then you have guys like Charlie Jones and Andre Yosevich that I think have made their move. Trenton Irwin is as steady as they come. And you want Jermaine Burton to make that push as well. I think those 6 receivers are locks. Could someone else make a push? I don't think so. Kendrick Pryor was the guy that I thought could, and he got nicked up, isn't going to participate this week with a finger injury. He's out, so that's probably your wide receiver room. Obviously, offensive line has been a big conversation. Make sure you check out my interview with Matt Lee, who obviously I'll be paying attention to on Thursday night. Talked one-on-one with him on this week's episode of Enter the Jungle. But to me, Matt Lee is someone I want to see and just get more reps from him. But then after that, I think Jackson Kirkland might have had a locked in a spot, but he'll probably play. He might start on Thursday night. Nate Gilliam is someone that's trying to play. I think he's trying to make them, in his mind, he should focus on this at least. If he makes the team, he's the 10th lineman. So you got to convince them to keep 10 offensive linemen. But guys like Trey Hill, Eric Miller, I think they're destined for the practice squad. I think Jackson Carman is certainly going to be on the outside looking in of the 53-man roster. And then Devin Cochran's the other one. With the limited number of tackles that they have, healthy tackles, can he make a push? Not for a roster spot, but maybe, maybe he could make a push and impress them. I do think he's on the outside looking in as well. Tight end wise, as always, looking at Eric All Jr. And then the Tanners. Tanner Hudson will be active. I'm sure he'll be in a little bit. But Tanner McLaughlin, can McLaughlin force their hand too? Because I did a 53-man roster, and I have McLaughlin on it earlier this week. But go back and forth with him. Because do you keep him? Do you go with a running back? Or go with 3 running backs and 5 tight ends? Do you go with 10 offensive linemen, 4 tight ends, 3 running backs? Like, I think that part is quite interesting. And so Eric All Jr. and Tanner McLaughlin, guys that I'll be paying attention to. And then the running back room, Elijah Collins, Noah Cain. Can either of those guys make their case for the practice squad? Because I think as of right now, running back is Zach Moss and Chase Brown, 1-1A. Travion Williams is clearly the 3rd back. And then after that, I'm not sure. I think they might bring in new backs. And that's nothing really against Elijah Collins and Noah Cain. It's just that it's not like we've seen a ton of flashes from these guys at any point. And you would like to add something in that running back room, add some depth to that running back room as well. And then the quick special teams note. We will see. Brad Robbins still nicked up. Ryan Rico, I thought, struggled on Tuesday and didn't have a great outing on Saturday. Was okay, but didn't have a great outing on Saturday. So this is a chance for him to leave that lasting impression on 32 teams that he deserves to be in the NFL, to be a punter. And he's got to bounce back in a big way, especially after Tuesday, where he had a couple nice punts, a couple wobblers, a couple short punts, and was really inconsistent against the Colts. Now you go out there in a game-like setting in a game, and you have a chance to show what you can do. So Ryan Rico with Brad Robbins out, this is his chance to take advantage. We will see if he can do that. And then the other thing, just will Charlie Jones play at all? Will they put him in? I do think that that is worth monitoring. He's had a great camp, had that knee injury that kept him out last week. Do they need to see more from him? I'm not sure. I wouldn't put him in. I wouldn't risk it, but we'll see what they do. We're going to have you covered regardless right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Check out this week's episode of Enter the Jungle where I talked one-on-one with Matt Lee. And don't forget to check out BetUS as always. For Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.